And the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Roll call, please. Oh, sorry. We don't have a clerk tonight. All right. Councilor Jones. Here. Councilor Geisler. Here. Councilor Jelly. Here. Councilor LeBlanc. Here. Mayor Boucher. Here. Announcements. Do any councilors have announcements they'd like to make this evening? I have just one. I've been told that our resident judge Harris is not seeking re-election. I'd just like to thank him for his contributions to the community. We have no public hearings, no communications. Mr. Mulder, do you want to go over the presentations with a synopsis?
Sure. So Kevin Orm, our Director of Finance Administration, provided kind of an update of where we're at with the budget and where we are quarterly with financial assets, and then just talk briefly about our fund balance as a percentage of general fund expenses and how we're trying to maintain a certain level in order to meet our expenses, but also just in terms of maintaining a good financial health. Eric Johnson talked briefly about some residential connections and some Stebner Park and some possibilities of working with developers on how we might improve those road connections. It says me, but we had a KA presented the design development estimate along with BSDW, just to give you an update of where we're at with the budget and design of the ice arena. Based upon that, we're having later on, you'll have a resolution approving plans, inspection, ordering bid package one. We were going to have an infrastructure financial planning project presentation, but because of time, we're going to hold off and do that at the next meeting.
Thank you. That brings us to item 8, public discussion. This is a time for individuals to address the council about any item not on the agenda. We ask that you limit your time to 3 minutes per person. We will have time later during agenda items for public discussion on those specific items. If anybody wishes to address the council, please start with your name and address.
My name is Joel Christoph, and I live at 5212 Kingswood Lane. And I'm here to ask about reducing the speed limit in our neighborhood. I see that there's other streets in town that do have reduced speeds, and there's uniqueness to them with curves, hidden entrances and that. In this short stretch, in each street is about a quarter mile, one's a little more, we have 2 90-degree turns. One T, a snake street that goes like a snake, and one that's crooked, we don't know where the center is. So I'm asking if we could drop the speed limit of that. Also, the other uniqueness is we're by the school. And when parent pickup and drop off gets plugged up on Uggstead and West Arrowhead, some people really like to use that as a shoot through there. And I know the speed limit is only a posted one. Officer Gunnarsson is really good about enforcing things for us and doing things. But I'm asking if we can reduce that speed limit to 20 through there.
We'll consider that at another time. We have to put that on another business.
Please let me know, Mayor.
Yes.
Thank you.
Is there any other public input at this time?
So if they are interested in speaking, they can just and so
Yeah, anyone online, please just start with your name and address. Is there anyone that wishes to discuss anything with the council at this time? If so, start with your name and address. We'll close the public discussion and move to motions. We have the consent agenda. Minutes, approval or correction of the April 15th, 2024 City Council continuation minutes, and accounts payable approved general city warrants from April 16th, 2024 through April 30th, 2024 in the amount of $3,006,172.50. Do we have a motion?
Move to approve.
Move to approve by Counselor Jones. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Counselor Jelly. Roll call, please.
Counselor Geisler. Aye. Counselor Shelley.
Aye.
Counselor Roth.
Aye.
Jones.
Aye.
Mayor Boucher.
Aye. Next, ordinances. This is a first reading of ordinance 2024-06, an ordinance amending Title II of the Hermantown City Code by amending the official zoning map of parcels 395-0010-06630 and 395-0010-6740. Mr. Mulder, do we have a short explanation of this?
This is what we're proposing here is to rezone Stebner Park to Hermantown Marketplace. Parks are allowed in the marketplace, but domes are not allowed in the public. So we are actually rezone that so that we can proceed with potential development of the dome.
Thank you. Is there any public input on this ordinance, even though it's a first reading? If you wish to speak to the council, please start with your name and address. Mr. Wickland, any raised hands online? Okay. Is there anyone that wishes to address this ordinance change? Any public discussion on ordinance 2024-06? This item will be brought up again for vote at our next meeting. Resolutions, resolution 2024-46. Resolution authorizing and directing mayor and city clerk to execute an acceptance of easement to the city of Hermantown from Ray M. Hernisman and Gail K. Hernisman for the Hermantown Road Bridge Project, BR 7724 for road improvements. Is there a motion relating to this?
Move to table.
Motion by Counselor LeBlanc to table. Is there a second? Second by Counselor Geisler. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Resolution 2024-47, resolution authorizing and directing mayor and city clerk to execute an acceptance of an easement agreement to the city of Hermantown from Gloria Plusnak Nelson for the Hermantown Road Bridge, BR 7724 and road improvement. Is there a motion relating to this?
Move to table.
Motion by Counselor Jones to table. Do we have a second? Second by Counselor Geisler. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Resolution 2024-52, resolution authorizing the acceptance of a temporary easements with Hermantown Road landowners for the construction of Hermantown Road improvements. Do we have a motion?
Move to approve.
Motion to approve by Counselor Geisler. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Counselor Jones. Mr. Mulder?
These are easements along Hermantown Road that we need to complete the road work and some culverts on the ditches and things like that. So each person was paid $500 for that temporary easement. There are 6 of them.
Thank you. Any questions or comments from council?
These have all been signed.
Anything else from council? Mr. Mulder, did you have something?
I didn't catch the motion a second, please.
The motion was Counselor Geisler.
I
Second was Counselor Jones.
Lots of opportunity to correct it tonight, though.
With council discussion complete, is there any public input on this motion? Any public input on resolution 2024-52? Does anyone from the public wish to discuss resolution 2024-52? Roll call, please.
Kelly?
Aye. Aye.
Aye.
Council Drexler? Aye. Mayor Boucher?
Aye. Resolution 2024-53, resolution approving plans and specifications and ordering advertisement for bids for bid package number 1 for the North Star Ford Arena. Do we have a motion?
Motion to approve.
Motion by Counselor Jelly. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Counselor LeBlanc. Mr. Mulder.
So this is, bid package 1 for those long lead items, the earthwork, for the arena. We want to get those bid packages out there because we know that it's going to take some time to get the structural steel and precast panels. This would go out this week to potential bidders and be presented back to the city council on June 3rd.
Thank you. Any questions or comments from council?
It was nice to see the price not drastically change for the first time.
That was amazing. Anything else from council?
Hope it goes down.
Absolutely.
Or concrete panel?
Or council.
Anyone from the public wish to comment on this resolution, please state your name and address. Is there any public input on resolution 2024-53? Last opportunity for public input on the resolution approving plans and specifications and ordering advertisement for bids for bid package number 1 for the North Star Ford Arena. Roll call, please.
Councilor Watts.
Aye.
Councilor Jones.
Aye.
Councilor Drexler. Aye. Councilor Jelly.
Aye.
Mayor Boucher?
Aye. Resolution 2024-54, resolution approving a grant application to the state of Minnesota for the Hermantown Ice Arena. Do we have a motion?
Move to approve.
Second.
Motion by Counselor LeBlanc, second by Counselor Geisler. Mr. Mulder?
This is the application that goes to the state of Minnesota to receive the money which they have set aside in state bonding for the arena. Well, this is just a process that we need to go through in terms of making that application for them to start making payments. This is a draft application that was sent in late last week or early last week, and we'll need to tweak it a little bit and have some discussions about what else information the state may need, but this is a step in that process.
Thank you. Any comments or suggestions from council?
Just make sure it happens.
Anything else? Any public input on this resolution? Is there any public input on resolution 2024-54? Any public input on the resolution approving a grant application to the state of Minnesota? Roll call, please.
Councilor Jones.
Aye.
Councilor Drexler. Aye. Councilor Jelly.
Aye. Aye.
Mayor Boucher?
Aye. Resolution 2024-55. Resolution approving a special use permit for the grading and filling within a natural environment shoreland overlay area. Do you have a motion?
Move to approve.
Second.
Motion by Counselor Jones, second by Counselor Geisler. Mr. Mulder, do we want Mr. Johnson to take this one? Eric?
Great, thank you very much. As you'd mentioned, this is for a special use permit. This is for grading and filling activities associated with 2 particular projects within Fickner Park. The first one is the main park reconstruction, which is essentially on the south side of the Rocky Run Creek. The other project is on the northern portion on the old football field. That is purely a grading and filling operation. Site is projected to take excess fill from the Hermantown Road project and be placed on that field and brought it up the grade for a potential future development.
Thank you. Any questions or comments from council? Is there any public input on this resolution? Any public input on the resolution approving a special use permit for grading and filling it within a natural environment shoreland overlay area? Is there any public input on resolution 2024-55? Roll call, please.
Aye. Counselor Jelly.
Aye.
Counselor LeBlanc.
Aye.
Counselor Jones.
Aye.
Mayor Boucher.
Aye. And the next four resolutions are all fairly self-explanatory, so I don't think we'll need any extra explanation that goes with them. Councilors can ask questions during the proper period. Resolution 2024-56, resolution awarding contract for play structure materials and installation services at Fichtner Park to Flagship Recreation in the amount of $457,719.04. Is there a motion?
Motion to approve.
Motion by Counselor Jelly. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Counselor LeBlanc. Do any councilors have questions or comments on this? Hearing none, is there any public input on this resolution? Any public input on the resolution awarding a contract for play structure materials? Any public input on resolution 2024-56? Last opportunity for public input on the resolution in front of the council. Roll call, please.
Aye. Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Mayor Boucher.
Aye. Resolution 2024-57, resolution awarding a contract for skate park materials and installation services at Fichtner Park to American Ramp Company in the amount of $102,358.14. Do we have a motion?
Move to approve.
Motion by Counselor Geisler. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Counselor Jones. Do any councilors have any comments or questions? Is there any public input on resolution 2024-57? Any public input on the resolution about the contract for skate park materials and installation services? Is there any public input on this resolution? Roll call, please.
Aye.
Aye.
Counselor Geisler. Aye. Counselor Jelly.
Aye.
Mayor Boucher.
Aye. Resolution 2024-58, resolution awarding contract for baseball field turf materials and installation services at Fichtner Park to Field Turf in the amount of $589,615.29. Do we have a motion?
Move to approve.
Motion to approve by Counselor Jones. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Counselor LeBlanc. Do any councilors have comments or questions? Hearing none, is there any public input on this resolution? Any public input on resolution 2024-58? Is there any public input on the resolution regarding baseball field turf materials and installation services? Roll call, please.
Counselor Jones.
Aye.
Counselor Geisler. Aye. Counselor Jelly.
Aye.
Counselor LeBlanc.
Aye.
Mayor Boucher.
Aye. Resolution 2024-59, resolution awarding contract for baseball field lighting materials, design and installation services at Fichtner Park to Musco Lighting in the amount of $230,735. Is there a motion?
Motion to approve.
Motion by Counselor Jelly to approve. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Counselor Geisler. Do any councilors have any comments or questions? Hearing none, is there any public input on this resolution? Any public input on resolution 2024-59? Any public input on the resolution awarding a contract for baseball field lighting materials, design and installation services? Roll call, please.
Counselor? Aye. Counselor Jelly?
Aye.
Counselor Block?
Aye.
Counselor Jones?
Aye.
Mayor Boucher?
Aye. Resolution 2024-60, resolution authorizing the Director of Finance and Administration to amend selected 2023 budgets and make transfers. Is there a motion?
Move to approve.
Motion by Counselor Geisler. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Counselor Jones. Mr. Mulder?
So these are some budget transfers and budget amendments that we made at the end of the 2023 budget prior to completing the audit. Just to reflect some of the expenses that we incurred in certain areas, and some of those transfers to cover those.
Thank you. Any questions or comments from council? Any public input on this resolution? Any public input on the resolution allowing selected budget transfers? Any public input on resolution 2024-60? Roll call, please.
Aye. Aye.
Aye.
Counselor Geisler? Aye. Mayor Boucher?
Aye. Resolution 2024-61, resolution calling for a public hearing on a proposed tax abatement and the intent to issue general obligation bonds and approving the form of notice of public hearing. Do we have a motion?
Motion to approve.
Motion by Counselor Jelly. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Counselor Geisler. Mr. Mulder.
So briefly, as we will have a public hearing on June 3rd, because we're gonna propose the tax abate some properties to pay the issuance of the bond. And Jason Arsball, is that right? From Ellers is here if you have any questions or if you need any more information. But this is the would be on June 3rd, we have the public hearing so that we can issue the bond at a later date.
Thank you. Any questions or comments from council?
Establish what properties? They will, excuse me. Ellers will identify those properties that we would need to abate to pay for it. And again, the process is, this gives you the bonding authority to do it. But then the tax abatement is then you actually cancel to do that.
Any-
It's always a goofy word in this case. It's not like those parcels don't have to pay the taxes. This is what it says is that those taxes are then, instead of going to the general fund, are used to pay the bond, but we'll cancel those as we go back to the bond and the general fund will just cover it. It just gives you the taxing authority to do so. But the bond is authority to do it.
Have we done this process? I know tax abatement, but for roads.
It's not for road. We did do it for the wellness center several years ago, because again, in that particular case, we could use sales tax for it, but the legislature at that point in time did not give the specific bonding authority to use sales tax for that. So in that case, we had to abate, we identified a bunch of properties that we were going to abate, canceled it, and then paid it with sales tax. But you have to have bonding authority, and you can use tax abatement as the bonding authority.
Any other questions or comments from council? Is there any public input on this resolution? Any public input on resolution 2024-62? Sorry, 61. Any public input on the resolution calling for a public hearing? Roll call, please.
Aye. Aye.
Councilor Jones?
Aye.
Councilor Geisler?
Aye.
Mayor Boucher?
Aye. Resolution 2024-62, resolution of the city of Hermantown, Minnesota, providing for the sale of general obligations bonds, series 2024A. Do Do we have a motion?
Move to approve.
Motion to approve by Counselor LeBlanc. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Counselor Jones. Mr. Mulder?
This is, resolution that authorizes the issuance of the bond, and the pre-sale report. Again, Jason Archibald from Elders is here to, ask you questions. This bond will be for, Hermantown Road and Pittsburgh Park projects.
Thank you. Any questions or comments from council? Any public input on this resolution? Is there any public input on resolution 2024-62? Any public input on the resolution providing for the sale of general obligations bonds? Roll call, please.
Councilor Fox,
Aye.
Councilor Jones,
Aye.
Councilor Geisler,
Aye.
Councilor Jelly.
Aye.
Aye. Resolution 2024-63, resolution approving preliminary planned unit development for JP Holding Company Development. Do we have a motion?
Motion to approve.
Motion by Counselor Geisler. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Counselor Jelly. Mr. Mulder, would we have Mr. Johnson explain this? Eric?
Great, thank you again. Previously this year, the city council approved a PUD extension on this property. That particular project was a 103 unit apartment building that was associated with it. Assuming approval of this new PUD this evening, that previous approved project would though become null and void. So it's before us this evening is a new PUD. What this envisions is a mixture of some twin home buildings, approximately 9 buildings for 18 units total, as well as 18 single family lots. So it gives an overall density of 2.85 units per acre, which is obviously much less than that previously approved PUD. This development would be accessed by way of an extension of the roadway that currently exists as a stub right now that accesses the Pillars property. That particular roadway would be a public right-of-way and extend to the north, and that would have the ability to connect into future development property or parcels located north of that as well. Throughout the system, there would be city sewer and water associated with that, installed at the developer's cost. And then likewise, there would be 2 detention basins for the stormwater associated with that. And so this is generally considered a conservation subdivision, preserving quite a bit of wetland on the property, which is approximately 1.5 acres of wetlands, with once again those 36 total units made up of twin homes and single family lots.
Thank you. Do you have any questions or comments from council? Hearing none, is there any public input on this resolution? Any public input on the resolution for the approval of a preliminary planned unit development? Any public input on resolution 2024-63? Roll call, please.
Aye.
Councilor Geisler. Aye. Councilor Jelly.
Aye.
Councilor Fox,
Aye.
Mayor Busick.
Aye. Resolution 2024-64, resolution authorizing the disposal of surplus city property. I've been told it's a 2014 police squad car. Do we have a motion?
Move to approve.
Motion by Counselor Jones. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Counselor LeBlanc. Mr. Mulder, anything to add?
No, this is, whenever we get rid of a squad or an asset like this, we have a process that we go to the city council for approval to dispose of it.
Thank you. Any questions or comments from council? Hearing none, is there any public input on this resolution? Any public input on the resolution authorizing the disposal of surplus city property? Any public input on resolution 2024-64? Roll call, please.
Aye. Counselor Jelly.
Aye.
Counselor Blah.
Aye.
Aye.
Mayor Boucher.
Aye. Next is resolution 2024-65. Resolution awarding contract for the purchase of 2 police vehicles in the amount of $103,229.20 plus applicable taxes and fees. Do we have a motion?
Motion to approve.
Motion by Counselor Jelly. Is there a second? Second by Counselor Geisler. Mr. Mulder?
Every year we purchase 2 squads. This year we're proposing to purchase an SUV and a pickup.
Thank you. Any questions or comments from council about this motion? Hearing none, is there any public input on this resolution? Any public input on the resolution awarding the purchase of 2 police vehicles? Any public input on resolution 24-65? Did I miss something?
No, I was just thinking I lost my place.
Did you need the Okay. Roll call, please.
Counselor Jelly.
Aye.
Counselor Blah.
Aye.
Counselor Jones.
Aye.
Counselor Geisler. Aye. Mayor Boucher.
Aye. Last item, resolution 2024-66. Resolution approving purchase of Western Star plow truck chassis from Boyer Trucks in the amount of $161,870 plus applicable taxes and fees, and approving the purchase of a plow truck package from Towmaster Incorporated in the amount of $205,673 plus applicable taxes and fees. Do we have a motion?
Move to approve.
Motion by Counselor LeBlanc. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Counselor Geisler and Mr. Mulder.
This is a snowplow truck that we have in the 2025 capital improvement plan. Because of the long lead times, we're asking to offer to purchase it now. Won't be spent until 2025, but this gets us in the process of having it ordered.
Thank you. Any questions or comments? We were told earlier that there's a 9-month lead time on ordering this. Anything else from council? Any public input on this resolution? Any public input on resolution 2024-66? Any public input on the purchase of a plow truck and plow truck package? Roll call, please.
Counselor Blah.
Aye.
Counselor Jones.
Aye.
Counselor Geisler. Aye. Counselor Jelly.
Aye.
Mayor Boucher.
Aye. And we have no closed session this evening. I need a motion to recess.
Move to recess.
Motion by Counselor Jones. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Counselor Jelly. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. We need public